Stay black in America. Don't leave, don't go anywhere. Greatest country in the world for a black man or a black woman. The American dream is alive and well. I'm going to talk about New Orleans. I saw a little thing that came across my channel, my vision, and I'm always saying something, always willing to react, always willing to give a solution to things that I see. So this particular thing was New Orleans. Had a white guy being interviewed by another white guy or foreign-looking guy of some nature. And he said, asked the white guy, what's the problem with New Orleans? And the white guy says, them niggers want everything free, all the crime, all the problem. It's those niggers, right? So first of all, we know niggers is a racial slur word used for black folks. We know that a nigger could be any ethnic group under the sun. A nigger could be a man dressed in a police uniform and white and seeking how can he incriminate some black people and kill some and get away with it. I mean, that's a nigger too. A nigger could be somebody find out how can they exploit somebody and get away with it. How can I keep the irregular sector alive, keep drugs coming into the country, keep messing up people's family lives and point to the black man? He's a nigger too. He's just fashioned his way so he's kind of in society and he's pointing the finger at somebody else, but he's the biggest problem of all. So this is how you solve this problem. We talk about niggers, right? Okay, first of all, New Orleans itself is 59% black, but the state of Louisiana is only 12.4% black. So the state is only 12.4% black, and the population of the state of New Orleans is 4.6 million people. Okay, why is New Orleans amongst the 10 poorest states in the United States? Amongst the poorest states here, and only got 12% blacks. So it must be a bunch of poor, backwards white people running it, right? It's got to be. 61.6% of the population is white, 12.4% black, 18.7% Hispanic, and 6% Asian. You know, others mixed all through there, you know, other demographics. So my thing, how to solve the problem here. New Orleans already has 6 historically black colleges or universities. A lot of kids are going through, getting degrees, man, playing sports, living that American dream, right? And But you put the eye on these ones, drugs and crimes and carjacking. Well, how about this? How about nano state? How about a nano state to help somebody? You know, you want to help somebody, you want to limit their choices. How about giving black females child support? Not child support payment, but you know when somebody gets on welfare and you give them welfare for when they have children, give them welfare for not having children. Give them assistance for not having children. That would make the mindset say, well, I don't need to do like 5 generations have. Go have some babies, go to the place, I don't know who the daddy was, get a check coming in. That'll stop the check. That'll signal more women to go to colleges and universities or become entrepreneurs, like I say, right? Come on, entrepreneurs. So signal that. And the next thing that you do is this, that drug market, that you constantly locking black people up and put them in prison and you selling drugs and you're a horrible thing to society. How about this? How about legalizing the drugs, whether it be marijuana, whether it be cocaine, heroin, whatever they're peddling in the street, legalize it. But the only person who's legal to sell it is the black man and the black woman. They're the only people able to legally sell these drugs. And so when the white folks come into the town or the city and they're buying drugs, don't lock them up. Just let the black man make all the money he wants, because the black man, I don't believe he's finding a way how to get cocaine over here. I don't think he's finding a way how to get heroin over here. I don't think he's finding a way how to get fentanyl over here. I think it's coming over by somebody who's got a lot of connections. But you put it in the black community, let the black guy be immune. Let them be immune from a consideration for selling and peddling drugs. Let him be looked at as a businessman. Have a nice little government car he's driving around in. You know, got the little government flag on the side of it, and he's selling his drugs on the street and getting paid for it. Then he's paying taxes for it. He got a credit card system like a cab in hand. Get the drugs to do, playing, He's making money. He has police protection. He's selling drugs. So that'll end the irregular sector to a large degree. And those people who are funneling the drugs in, let's find out who all of them are and give them immunity to, okay, all right, Mr. White Man, I know your family's been smuggling drugs in for 200 years. We're going to give you immunity. We're going to let the ignorant white people see that it's been a white problem the whole time, but we was labeling on black people. But America's still the greatest country in the world. If that's what people want to consume, let them consume it. But let the black man be not penalized for it. Don't put a black face on it, right? So that's two, right? The first thing, right? Give women the same, give single black women the same check you give them if they had these kids, these miscellaneous kids by different people. Give them the same check, right? And then give them nothing for having children and not married. You have children and you're not married, you collect no funds, no government funds go to you. Who cares? You keep giving the white people welfare because white people on welfare forever and a day. I mean, ruling the country kind of like and still on welfare, still lazy on your ass, eating river rats, sloppy, trifling, beating up your wives, all that kind of stuff, But you want to point the finger and say that nigga the problem. That nigga's the problem, right? So that's another thing. Now my third thing is this. Reparations, right? Reparations. Now, reparations is not, as a white guy was saying the thing, they want to get something free because their great-great-granddaddy was a slave. That's how he talks. Still talking like that today. Your great-great-granddaddy was a slave. Well, you know what? It's true. He's right. Their great-great-granddaddy was a slave, right? And slavery was from where? From what, 1600s, man, to 1864, long time, right? So reparations was based upon a 40 acres and a mule, a field order. It never came about. Never felt it decent to give the only group of people in America who were actually slaves. We have Indians who were Native Americans who were here before Columbus came and who else came, and they were like this dog taken advantage of, shift to I don't know what you want to call them. I call them Indian plantations, but slipped around, couldn't go nowhere, and you got these black folks. You want to always keep them suppressed down. Give them those reparations that they deserve, because reparations is payment for a job that was done, job and work that was done to make America as great as it is today, through cotton and through tobacco and to all kind of other commodities and things of that nature. Reparations. Now, my estimated reparations is about $195,000 to $200,000, right? That's my estimate. It was Professor at Duke is saying it's $370,000. I think it's a little too much. We go about basically what 40 acres and a mule is, with just what they was going to give us, right? If you just give us that, which is a lower estimate, $195,000 to $200,000 per person. So giving that money right away would bring black people probably to the top of the scale in New Orleans. If you take it just income in the bank, they'd be number one. So they go from being last and gutter and saying those niggas the problem to being the wealthiest amongst you in New Orleans as far as average concerned. Because you got rich white people, and you got poor, and then dirt poor white people living in New Orleans. They like to say, keep your cotton big and hands off me, right? So you got things that. So if those things are like salt, and what happens then, we open the eyes of black folks and say, hey, there's places in Africa like Kenya, Ghana, Tanzania, Uganda, Ethiopia. It's a lot of places you can go to where you can live a wonderful life with a certain amount of money. You can buy and have a house bill. You don't have to pay property tax. You don't have some of the luxuries having in America, but you don't have to worry about nobody walking around calling you nigga. Those niggas the problem. Nothing like that. See, you don't have that problem, right? And then that'll help the white people here, because even the population is say 12.4 in Louisiana right now. If you implement those three things, and especially the reparation things, and especially black folks' eyes open to where they can go in Africa to resettle, because Africa is being built up really nice and beautiful now. Africa was colonized by the white man for 100 years too, because he can't seem to keep his hands on black folks, can he? but Eastern Africa didn't sell slaves to the world like Western Africa. Those 15 Western African nations are while black people are all in Brazil and all in Dominican Republic and all in Haiti and all in America and all everywhere because of that, right? Everywhere where they could get that free labor. So here we go. So that would solve the problem, because a lot of them will go there and they say, I can get a home here, I can get an automobile, I can open up a business here, especially those 6 historically black colleges where they majored in business and all kinds of things, all kind of great and ideas that black people, inventions that black people come up with, where they're not held back or suppressed because somebody's worried about, oh, how much money can I make with that invention? How are they going to do this? How do they and get them out? And say that population is only 12.4% black in Louisiana. Suppose that thing drops down to like 3%. 3% there are like living high on the hog. Rich, wealthy black people. You can't look around saying, you can still call them niggers because you're hurting and you're racist and you're hard, but they'll just be outstanding Americans living the American dream. Served in the military, every war America has had, contributed in Olympics and schools and professors and scientists and everything else you can think about. Well, that's what I'm saying. I say stay black in America, but hey, I say, go wherever you're going to make that money. Go wherever you can be self-employed and have 3 or 4 streams of income, because income is always going to be an indication that you're doing really well. Indication really well. So there you go, all in a nutshell. To solve that problem the guy was solving, I'm sure that he can't solve the problem. He has no idea how to solve it. His brain probably can't expand that far, but all he can say is, oh, niggas is the problem. So look, like, share, and subscribe to my channel so this thing gets around and so that black people live out the American dream or live their dream someplace else. But nevertheless, thumbs up to black America. Keep hanging in there, keep learning, keep surviving, keep finding a way how to maneuver yourself in America and become great, because great is in your blood. Stay black in America.